What's going on there, guys? We're back with another one, and it appears Emmanuel Acho went on to speak easy tonight to respond to Matt Barnes, and we know Matt Barnes has been calling out a lot of people he felt like slighted Shedeur during the pre-draft process and throughout the season. One thing I think Acho has been criticized for is I think he might have downplayed Shadeur's resume a little bit when it came to pre-draft and all that. Now, some people were saying things happen behind the scenes. Only people that know that is the teams involved in Shedeur Sanders. To what extent of what happened? Everybody else is not right within the immediate circle, or that Shedeur didn't tell directly, or the team didn't tell directly. It's just merely speculating. So we're gonna get into it, but Acho did get some negative reviews for what he was saying, but I'm gonna react to a lot of the things that he was saying in this. Let's get into it.
Let me clarify some things. I'm not a fan or in a fan club. I'm an analyst, but I come with receipts. He said he been riding with Shedeur since the beginning. I did my homework. When's the first time Matt Barnes said anything about Shedeur Sanders on social media? Oh, 9/21/24. Wow, great throw, Shedeur. Riveting analysis, by the way. Let's check the receipts of when Emmanuel Acho, the bandwagon fan, started talking about Shedeur. I came with receipts. 9/2/2023, prime, legendary, Shedeur, top tier. Keep it rolling. 9/16/2023, a whole year sooner. Shedeur, great, moxie, poise, guts. Shedeur's him. Phenomenal performance. Top tier quarterback, eyes downfield. Oh, I'm doing breakdowns. This is still before Matt Barnes has ever noticed Shedeur. Ignore the engagement tweet. Shedeur is him. Less debate, more discussion. Let's talk Shedeur. Shedeur Sanders a dog. Doing things in the NFL already at a college level. Two players have never been more directly correlated to success than Shedeur and Travis Hunter. Keep it going. This is not edited. Not edited. Shedeur's doing NFL stuff quarterbacks in NFL can't even do well. Good morning, beautiful people. Two things are undeniably true. Deion Sanders can coach and Shedeur Sanders can play. Get rid of that. See, here's the problem. The problem is when you're accustomed to a lie and people lying about you, even the truth sounds like hate. I don't placate. I speak from revelation. I don't speak for response. But here's what frustrates me is the reason that oftentimes black people are perceived as a monolith is because the moment you have somebody that has an opinion that might differ from the norm, they're ostracized. And instead of having a group of collaborative free thinkers, we're blindly led as sheep with the shepherd. Well, in this case, it's a shepherd who doesn't know anything about the subject matter in Matt Barnes, and at times Steven Jackson as well. And so we don't have this collaboration of free thinkers. We just blindly are led to slaughter like sheep. Worst part is, when you try to become a friend by offering good information and information that might be correct instruction, you get feedback like this. This was Deion's son. Care Bear, can you show this? Yeah. In April 2021, I say this, a question that is actually now in retrospect been a pretty good question. Hey, is Jackson Dart actually quarterback number 2 ahead of Shedeur Sanders? You're smart. Watch the tape and see for yourself. I always come with tape and come with film. Bucky, or Deion Sanders Jr., he quote tweets it, and he says, I was blind, but now I see. Listen to the video.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
So
Shut the fuck
I offer a question simply saying, hey, is Jackson Dart actually QB2? Based on the tape, by the way, Jackson Dart got drafted second, and you could also suggest Jackson Dart looks like the best rookie quarterback thus far. But based on the tape, and now Bucky gonna say that to me? Somebody that's been in the Sanders family's corner the entire time. I, as an analyst, had been talking about Shedeur Sanders long before Matt Barnes even knew of Shedeur's existence, at least as a collegiate quarterback, maybe not as Deion Sanders' son. And now you are the gatekeeper both for what is pro-black, and you're also the gatekeeper of what is pro-Shedeur. You're a fan. I'm an analyst. There is a large delta between the two of I, as far as the East is from the West. A large gap between my level of knowledge on football, my level of knowledge of Shedeur as a quarterback, and my level of knowledge of what's actually going on in the NFL and in college basketball. You got to know your role, you got to know your limits, and you got to know your limitations, Matt Barnes. And you're speaking now beyond your limitations. And I will also say this. It's the last thing I'm going to say. It's the last thing I'm going to say. Is I'm not a hater when I'm telling truth that you don't necessarily like or agree with. And the dilemma is people don't know the difference between truth and hate. People just run to, let me go here. If we're being honest, Matt and Stat, they do this often. They tether themselves to polarizing black issues that they only tether themselves to because they become polarizing, and they need that to continue to leverage their brand. I never watched a track meet in their life. All of a sudden got a lot to say about Sha'Carri Richardson. You even know what a good 100-meter dash time in women's is? You even know how many events are in a heptathlon? You know how many events are in a decathlon? You even know the difference between the short hurdles and the high hurdles, men and women? No. But you hear, oh, wait, polarizing issue, let me step into the mix. Can you break down cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, 2-man, cover 6? Do you know what cover 6 is? Oh, polarizing black issue, let me enter into the mix. I talk based on film, based on experience, based on legitimate knowledge and credentials. I ain't no hater. I'm just a truth teller.
All right, guys. So that is Emmanuel Acho's response, and him and TJ Houshmandzadeh and Care Bear, they went further and further into this conversation. And I know they got a lot of tomatoes in the comment section. And I'll say this, I think people were critical of Acho because Shedeur's tape probably deserved more respect than a lot of people was giving it. From college, I think, we knew he was a top quarterback. He could have went as high as 1 to me. I mean, he looked better than Ward to me. That's what I always thought. I do like the kid with the Giants, but I think everything leading to the draft, was pointing towards Shedeur being the top quarterback taken. If and obviously nobody wasn't gonna go with Travis first. Typically, a quarterback, that's his position, to go first in the draft. Like nothing against Travis, but QBs are often taken, and I thought Shedeur was in prime position for that. I see a lot of tomatoes. Acho has some points though, as far as criticisms. When Shedeur, obviously, when he got that ticket, I came on here and I was like, look, you can't be doing that. Don't give them no reason, because we walking this straight and narrow until we get that position. Don't give no distractions, nothing like that, because we already saw what they were going to try to do. And so we wanted him to keep his nose clean the entire time. Also, he said Matt and Stack attached themselves to certain issues. I got to give him his credit on this. Steven Jackson checked in the old block. So anything that Acho could say about Shedeur playing a game, I look at that and I'm like, at 50 something, we just checking in other people's hoods, just to show we can. And like not going there, not calling to see, what's going on over there because I'm coming by to do something for the community. But just checking in to be posted up with them. Come on now. That disqualifies people from a lot of things when you do something like that. Now I seen some video today he was talking about, he's still a real one and he's a real in and all that. I want life to mean more to him. He done came so far. Obviously, he say people ain't been through what he been through and where he's from. You'll be surprised what is similar throughout hoods, throughout all of America, and what some other people have been through. You can't look at yourself as a one-on-one. There's always somebody to make your story look a little less sad. I'll say that. Matt Barnes just went through the whole thing where people talking about the AI model and all that. I mean, I would say this. There's bigger fish to fry in Matt Barnes' life than Emmanuel Acho's take on Shedeur Sanders. Is he trying to jump on different sides? I thought Acho tried to say, I ain't gonna say try to, but he said something good about him. Then he'll say something where he's critiquing him. A lot of people thought it was disingenuous, and he was kind of wanting to see him fail. So that's kind of what people was looking at him as. But everything ain't gonna be positive. Everything. That's what I will say, and I'll end it with this: everything people say about you in your career ain't gonna be positive. So, you do have to take the positive and the negative. I think both is needed at some point, to keep you grounded. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.